Now I will show you some special cases of LPP and how to solve them with the help of graphical method. These are special cases in the sense that they will have some special solution which won't be normal, which won't be like the normal solution where we can get the exact value of x1 and x2. This is going to be something different. Let's see. The first sum that I have taken is maximize z equals to 100x1 plus 40x2 subject to 5x1 plus 2x2 lesser or equals to 1000, 3x1 plus 2x2 lesser or equals to 900, x1 plus 2x2 lesser or equals to 500, and x1 and x2 always positive, that is greater than 0. Now as our first step, we will replace the inequalities with equations and we will find out the points of x1 and x2 in order to draw straight lines for 3 straight lines for these 3 equations that we can form. You can pause the video and check what I have done. I am not explaining because in my previous videos I have explained how to do it. So it is just the same. We first take x1 as 0 and solve for x2, and then we take x2 as 0 and solve for x1. This is how we arrive at different points, and so that with the help of the different points that we arrive at, we can draw 3 straight lines for the 3 equations. So after drawing the equations, we can see that this is our graph. Our graph look like this. So here you can see, following the general rule that if the constraints have lesser or equals to sign, we will shade the region below the straight lines, and then we will take the common region shaded by all the 3 straight lines. That gives us the optimal solution zone. So following that rule, we have found that O, A, B, C, we have found that O, A, B and C forms the optimal solution region. Then if this is the optimal solution region, then we need to find out the corner points where they are standing. You can see that 0 and 0 is standing at, O is standing at 0 and 0. A is 200 points on the x1 axis and 0 on the x2 axis. So A's point will be 200 and 0. B's points are not 150 but a little bit less, and on the x2 axis it is also not 200 but a little bit less. It is around 185 or 187. We will take 187, okay, then it will be accurate. And here it won't be 150 but it is just in between this half of this 100 and 200, that is it will be less than 150. What I have taken is, I have taken B as 125 and 187.5. If you draw in graph paper, you will find that it is exactly this one. I will suggest please verify it by drawing in the graph paper. Then we get these corner points like this. Now replacing the value of x1 and x2 with the points that we have derived, what we get is, we get for the first point we get value of z as 0. For the second point, that is A, we get it as 20,000. For the third point B, we get as 20,000 again, and for C we get 10,000. Now this is the speciality of this solution, okay. We are getting two values same. We are getting 20,000, 20,000 for both point A and B. So in this case, what we need to do, this defines that from in between the point A and B, in the straight line that joins these 2 points A and B, in the straight lines there will be innumerable points, right? There will be infinite number of points, and that is why this problem will have infinite number of solution. Now you see what we write. We write the maximum value of z occurs at A and B, which is defined by these calculations. Since there are infinite number of points on the line joining A and B, it gives the same maximum value of z. Now since there are various points, which it is lying on the straight line that joins the point A and B. Therefore, it is giving the same maximum value of z. All the numbers which are lying in the straight line, all of them is giving the maximum value of z. Now, which one would you select? You cannot select arbitrarily without any reason. Okay. So, in this type of solution, what you have to write is, you need to write, thus there are infinite number of optimum solutions for the LPP. That's it. You need to write the answer as, there are infinite number of optimum solution for the LPP. Since there are infinite number of points on the line that joins A and B, which gives the maximum value of z. Therefore, there are infinite number of optimum solution, not a specific solution for x1 and x2. So, done. This is one case of a special form of LPP. Now, I will show you another form. This sum I have taken up because this will result in another special solution. What is there? It is maximize z equals to 3x1 plus 2x2 subject to x1 minus x2 greater or equals to 1, x1 plus x2 greater or equals to 3 and x1 and x2 greater or equals to 0. Now, following the general rule, we will replace the inequalities and form the equation and find out the points through which the straight lines will pass. So, you can pause the video and do it in your copy in the way just like I have done. After doing this, we will use the points, we will use our derived points and draw the graph. The graph will look like this. There is a minus point, alright. So, this is the straight line that is joining the minus point and the positive point. Okay. So, we draw these two straight lines. Two constraints were there, so two straight lines we have drawn. Now, you can see that the first constraint sign was greater than equals to and the second was also greater than equals to. Greater than equals to means that you have to shade the region which is falling above the straight lines, right. So, above this straight line the shaded area is this one, and above this straight line the shaded area will be this one, right. Now, what is the common area shaded? There is, this is the common area, right. This is the common area, isn't it? This is the common area, not this one. If you shade this part of the first straight line and this one for the second straight line, then this is your common area, isn't it? But can we make a boundary of the optimal region of this common region? You don't know where it is going, right. It is all great. It is saying it is greater than equals to these two straight line, but where it is stopping you don't know, right. So, in this case what we write? We write the solution space is unbounded. This type of solution where the maximum point cannot be found out accurately, we say that this is a unbounded solution where there is no boundary. Okay. So, we write the solution space is unbounded. In fact, the maximum value of z will occur at infinity. Thus, the problem has an unbounded solution. This is our answer, alright. In this type of sum where you cannot find out the maximum point where it is stopping, had this constraints equation, had this constraint been containing lesser than equals to sign, then we would have bounded the region. But all the constraints, that is all the two constraints have greater than equals to sign. So, we cannot bound the region, we cannot make a boundary. That is why it is called that this problem has unbounded solution, alright. So, this is another type. First one was there are infinite number of optimum solutions. Second one just now we did, it is having unbounded solution, and now we will do the third one. Let me take you to the third problem. This is the, oh sorry, not this one. Yeah, this one. So, this is the This is another type of special case of LPP. Alright, let's see what happens here. The question is maximize x1 plus x2 subject to the constraints x1 plus x2 lesser equals to 1, minus 3x1 plus x2 greater than equals to 3 and x1 and x2 greater equals to 0. Now as following the rule, we will replace the inequalities by equation and find out the points by taking once x1 as 0 and once x2 as 0 and solving for x2 and x1 respectively. You can pause and do the sum in your copy. You know how to do it, so I am not explaining again. You can pause and do. After finding out the points, we can see that our graph looks like this. This will be our graph. Okay, there will be again negative points on the first, for the first straight line, I think. No, for the second one. For the second one, there will be negative point on the x2, on the x1 axis. It is minus 1 and 0. So here. So then, if this is our findings of the graph, then what we have to do now? We have to shade the region, right? Now following the rules, you can see first one's sign is lesser equals to, that means we have to shade the region below it. Which was our first straight line? Our first straight line was this one. So the region below this line is this one. This one is our region below this straight line. And this constraint had a greater than equals to sign. So for this one, the shaded region will be this part, right? Shaded region will be this part above this line, right? So for this one, the shaded region is this part, and for this one, the shaded region is this part. Now what you can see here is there is no common region, isn't it? There is no common region, isn't it? So for this type of sum, what we write? There being no point x1 or x2 common to both the shaded regions, there being no point x1 x2 common to both the shaded regions, we cannot find a feasible region for this problem. So the problem cannot be solved. Hence the problem has no solution at all. So this type of sum where you will find that you cannot find a common shaded region which is common means common to all the straight lines, to all the shaded region of the straight lines, then this type of sum will be called as having no solution at all. Alright, so we did 3. One is one that has infinite number of optimal solution, one whose solution is unbounded, and this one which problem cannot be solved at all. Okay, thank you.